stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is September 9th, 2025. It is 1:45 p.m. So I'm doing multiple things right now. I'm editing videos from 2 days ago, and I'm recording as I see things coming on Twitter, and I'm posting on both, actually 3 of my channels: Output of Pure Service, PYTE, and Happy Team Sussex. So I've accumulated enough tweets for me to record, and see, this is the one that I plan on doing right now. So there's a lot of things going on right now. Heavy went to the UK, and I suggest you to go on Output of Pure Service. That's my 3rd channel, where I share mostly things that Heavy and Meghan do in terms of work. So there are some videos, and yeah, mostly videos that were on Twitter that I just share it the way it was shared. Okay, so there's no screenshot. I didn't, maybe in one of them there's music I sort of overlay a little bit, because that channel YouTube refused to monetize it. So I'm tired of trying to get it into the monetization program. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it as that. So go there and check out some of the videos. But when I'm doing when I'm record them in terms of sharing the tweets with you, put my ideas and my perspective on some of the discussion, either here PYTE or Happy Team Sussex, that's when I will manipulate the videos. I'll put screenshot and add different music to it to sort of so YouTube don't demonetize the video. Okay, so this video, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it, if it's here or Happy Team Sussex, but let's go on Twitter. This is the first tweet. There's a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to record all of them this afternoon. The British public is going to watch Prince Harry to do all of this for free and wonder why they are paying for William and his wife third home and ninth vacation of 2025. All right, so that's leading up to WellChild and the Nottingham, the music studio, so, and all those engagement he planned on doing in the UK. So this is getting that started. He told those people that you could have us for free back in 2020. And there's me who is, oh my God, I cannot believe it was 4 hours ago. I responded to it. So there's me respond to this tweet, and I was like, exactly. Right? They want the racism keep them warm and fuzzy. They're even willing to get rid of their functional NHS because of racism. I'm telling you, these are the same type of MAGAs that's happening in the US. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Wow. They're getting rid of the NHS? Well, let's just say, again, there's manipulation of psychology type of tactic. This is what's happening. The Fox News, the Rupert Murdoch, this is what messing people's brain. These people don't even know what's good for them. So they will rather get rid of the NHS and probably gonna try to be like the US. I've warned you guys before. I think many of the UK know, because about 2 years ago there were a lot of protests. A lot of people were out. I've seen some of those videos of the UK protesting to keep the NHS and things like that. So there's a good portion of you who are aware of that. But just be careful with those politicians. They will circumnavigate around the issue, but once they get in office, they're gonna do what they said they're gonna do. But just, I'm giving you my best warning as possible. Do not, even before Trump came into power the second time, I've been saying this, do not try the same system as the US. It is horrible. It will bankrupt you for a minor thing. So that's my best advice from the US, because the US and the UK are like hand in glove. A lot of things that's happening in the UK is happening in the US, and some stuff that's happening in the US I see happening in the UK. Not to the extreme on both, but almost the same. Like for instance, the Rwanda policy that they tried to do in the UK, and a lot of good politicians fought to stop it.
Mr. Speaker, let me return to the Rwanda Migration and Economic Development Partnership. So 2.5 years after the previous government launched it, I can report it has already cost the British taxpayer £700 million in order to send just 4 volunteers. Those costs include £290 million payments to Rwanda, chartering flights that never took off, detaining hundreds of people and then releasing them, and paying for more than 1,000 civil servants to work on the scheme. A scheme to send 4 people. It is the most shocking waste of taxpayers' money I have ever seen. Looking forward, the costs are set to get worse. Even if the scheme had ever got going, it's clear it would only cover a minority of arrivals. Yet a substantial portion of future costs were fixed costs. For example, the annual direct payments to Rwanda, the contracts for escorts, the staffing in the Home Office, the detention and reception centres, and more. So the taxpayer would still have to pay out no matter how few people were relocated. And most shocking of all, over the 6 years of the Migration and Economic Development Partnership forecast, the previous government had planned to spend over £10 billion of taxpayers' money on the scheme. They did not tell Parliament that. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Rwandan government for working with the UK in good faith, because the failure for this policy lies with the previous UK government. It has been a costly con, and the taxpayer has had to pay the price.
Guess what? The US pick it up, and look what's happening right now. Okay? First they tried to do it not they tried, they did it almost like the UK about the Rwanda kind of thing. And then once they got through it, that's their first step. And it seems like people just let it be. The Hispanic just let them get arrested. But once they got to Brooklyn, they tried to do to the Haitian. The Haitian went to work and protect their own. Okay, but it seems like they're going to, where is that, Chicago, and doing the same thing. They are on steroid right now. The Rwanda policy type of thing that was happening in the UK, it's on steroid over here in the US. But at some shape or form, I'm talking a little bit too much of politics. I think I'm going overboard with this. In some shape or form, there will be I don't know if people will get to see it, because I'm still seeing some comments on Twitter about, people agree with it. It's just that it hasn't gotten to them yet. Okay, they start with the weakest, and then they're gonna go to the next until they could pretty much capture the whole government system, and then they do what they please. Look at what's happening in the Middle East. If you follow from the time they were over there, what is it, 1940, I don't know when they started occupying the Middle East, the Gaza Strip and stuff like that. I was making reference to the state of Israel, but the state of Israel, that's what I'm referring to. I believe it was 1945, no, not 1945, 48. Okay, so that's what I'm making reference to. They move on one step at a time, and look what's happening. Okay, so it's all in all, if you are concerned about your health and well-being, do not change the NHS system that you have in the UK. Okay, do not make it privatized, because they will bill you until you are bankrupt. All right, let me read some of these and then move on. They want the racism keeps them warm and fuzzy. They're even willing to get rid of their functional NHS because of racism. Again, just look at the US. No, they aren't, because William chose the white wife, so he gets a pass. Neither he nor Katie can put a foot wrong in their eyes. That's another thing as well. The British prince, who has more compassion, humanity, love, and support for the people of the UK in need than any other member of that family. They reject him. We love him. Okay. Prayer for protection, because these type of people who hate when other people are doing good for humanity, these are the antichrists. Okay, they will rather, look what happened to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Princess Diana. All of these people were doing good things for society. The antichrist went after them. So we need to keep on praying for protection and make God lead the way for him in terms of what's the best path for him to take, that where he will not encounter those evil people, and then be in his presence every time he's there to make a decision, so God could guide him to make the proper decision that not only best for him and also for his family and society as well. All right, so that's that. Absolutely nothing to do with reviving the brand and trying to sell another book or documentary that trade on his royal connection. What a guy. And realize Prince Harry is the only working royal doing work for free. When are people going to hold them accountable? They only work when Meghan or Harry are doing something here or globally. 8 vacation and their 7th forever home. What nonsense. And he traveled across the Atlantic to do it. That's right. I do hope so, but honestly, the brain dead are guided by right-wing narcissism in the UK right now, so I'm not holding my breath. Again, the MAGA type. Like I said, they have them in every country. They even have them in France and also Canada. Okay, these 2 countries. Wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep, wake up, I command you.
Okay, just look what's happening in America. I know usually when things popped up in the US, majority, not all the time, to make it popular globally, they bring it to the US. So there's two things that could either happen. Either it becomes the norm for others to follow as the blueprint of the craziness, or we show the rest of the world how to combat it. Okay, then it becomes the blueprint for the rest of the world to combat those type of government system. All right, so we are still in the process of getting to either one of them. Right now, it may seem so dim, like the bad guys are winning. It may seem, but if you have confidence and you understand what's happening and how brainwashed they have done to these people, so before it was never affecting them, so now it's affecting them personally. Maybe they had to go through that in order for them to open their eyes. All right, so we shall see how it goes. Okay, he's bringing money to boot. Bullseye. Next tweet. Okay, I took too long with this. There might be different videos for that. All right, so this one, did I put it on the other channel, our part of Pew Service? Maybe I did, I'm not sure, but here it is. There will be a screenshot if you want to see it. Hopefully I did put it on our part of Pew Service. Without any screenshot, go on our part of Pew Service, and it's only 17 seconds. Prince Harry interviewed by a WellChild Awards winner at the 2025 WellChild Award. All right, 17 seconds.
I've always said for many years that I still have a child inside of me, and I think all of us do. And being amongst these kids brings that out of me. I think out of all of the qualities that these kids have, without question, their resilience tops it all.
Okay, so that's that. There's no comment. It's blacked. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so this one, I did share it on our part of Pew Service without any disturbing the video, so I don't know if I should share it here again. Prince Harry's interview with Hello Magazine at the WellChild Award 2025. I'll share it, but there'll be a screenshot for the sake of this video. Okay.
Child Awards, and we are here at the Royal Lancaster Hotel in London for what has been a very emotional award ceremony. We're about to catch up with the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry.
Okay, this one I did not share it.
So 20 years of WellChild and 17 years as a patron. I know it's probably a difficult question to pick one, but is there an emotional moment that you remember that stands out from all the rest?
Emotional moment. There's quite a few. I think once you become a parent yourself, everything changes. It's emotional enough not being a parent and seeing what these families go through. But then when you have your own kids, or when you're expecting your own kids, that's when it really hits you. And I remember one of these years I choked up on stage, and that was exactly it. I'm so grateful to have healthy kids, and for what these mums and dads go through every single day, and smiling and pushing on through, and you see they're just so proud of their kids, and they'll do absolutely anything. And I just think that there's the courage of the kids, but the parents often get left out of the conversation. So we're going to do we're going to do as much as we can to encourage, or to make it possible for these parents to go on gold date nights, to be able to get some relief, because that's.
I was reading some of the comments. Hopefully I do come across them. This one doesn't have any comments. They blocked the comments, where some of the squad were saying they give Meghan credit for this, and saying that maybe it's Meghan who suggested to Harry for the parents to have little date nights and things like that. But let's continue.
Such a big piece to this, and it's been a constant for the last 17 years. So I'm just really happy that this charity is still going strong at the 20-year point.
That's really lovely. My second question was going to be about the fact that you had become a father, but that recognition of the importance of a date night, the importance of parents being able to have a moment to themselves, because being a parent is all-consuming anyway. Yeah. But when you're looking after a child with complex needs, is that something that? Yeah.
It's, you only have to hear these stories, and so many people get to see the awards, they see the write-up in the press, but very few people get to meet the parents and the kids themselves. And I consider myself privileged and very, very lucky to be able to spend the time with them before each awards ceremony, and hear their stories, read up their stories before, but then hear their stories from themselves, and they're so humble. I always say, so okay, why have you been nominated? Oh, I don't know. Well, what have you been up to? Oh, not much. It's like, that's not true. I know your story. Tell me. And you've eventually extracted out of them and you can see this big smile come across their face. And I think that, you know, as I said just now, so many of us can learn so much from them. The way that they approach life, the way they tackle every single day, and the family unit and the community that support them. Yeah, as you quite rightly pointed out, you know, parents, it's a lot for parents, even more so now than probably 20 years ago. But for these parents, I have just an insane amount of respect for them and whatever support that we collectively can give them. If you live next to a family with a child with complex medical conditions, then offer help. You know, it's not always that easy because you need to be trained to be able to give them the confidence to go out. But I think just that moment of relief and being able to spend some time on each other and together is a huge piece to it.
It keeps the family together, the strength that they need. Yeah.
One thing I think I mentioned in one of my videos when I was listening about the date night thing. This year was the first time since we have kids, my husband and I went a mini vacation, just 2 nights away from the kids. I could not believe how much I enjoyed. We didn't spend that much. We didn't do anything extravagant. We actually chose the cheapest hotel, decent, clean and everything, but the cheapest around that area. So we were able to enjoy our those 2 nights together. I cannot believe how much I enjoy it. And we said we're gonna do it again. So I truly recommend it to any couple, especially if you have kids, if you can do it. Even for a night, I'm actually gonna start asking him around our neighborhood. There's a lot of restaurants, little bars. We don't need to go to bars or whatever, but once in a while, let's just go out and eat, or maybe a little ice cream or something like that. Just me and him to reconnect. So I'm thinking we're gonna even doing more than that. Again, we don't need to spend that much, but just the moment to reconnect, keep the love alive, and remember when we used to date without kids and things like that. So I truly recommend it. I never thought I would enjoy it as much as I did that other day. Let's continue.
You were brought up from a very young age, understanding the importance of helping others. Do you remember a moment where you realised that working with a charity like WellChild was your calling? And also, how important do you think it is for us to bring our children up understanding that message, that it's important to help other people?
You know what? There's no specific moment. I think that for so many people, helping other people helps you as well, and it's really important for perspective. I think these children, especially the siblings, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids who have sacrificed so much. They've sacrificed their friends, their school, their community, because they've had to move somewhere to make sure that their younger sister or younger brother has got the care that they need. And again, that's just remarkable to see so many young kids, teenagers, who we all know what teenagers want to be doing, but they've given all that up to spend dedicated care towards their kids. And in those instances, the parents are able to get some relief because the 14 and 15-year-old kid is there, looking after their siblings. So to me, I think that I personally get so much out of helping other people, and I think that certainly that's what I'll be teaching my kids, and hopefully everybody else does as well, because the impact and the effect is immense.
Thank you so much.
He said the thing that I was thinking, but he went over it very quickly, where he said something about his kids. I think somewhere here. Let me see.
I personally get so much out of helping other people, and I think that certainly that's what I'll be teaching my kids, and hopefully everybody else does.
Okay, teaching his kids. The first thing that came to mind when the lady asked him that question, I was thinking when he was at Invictus, Canada, when he was talking with that other journalist who was interviewing him, and Meghan was in the background, how he got a chance to talk about Princess Diana and teach him or told him about landmine and all of that.
You either shut it down straight away, which I will never do, or you engage in the conversation and you try to explain things, but then it does. I mean, Archie was talking about, as I said earlier, Archie was asking about landmines. So he was talking about how some of these guys were blown up. I think IEDs, improvised explosive devices, is probably a bit too much at this stage. But I found myself talking to him about mines who's 5 years old. And And interestingly, it gave me a chance to talk about my mum, his grandma, which I didn't even really consider. So that became the outcome of the story for him, which is he then saw videos. He wanted to see videos and photographs of his grandma Diana out doing her thing for landmines all those years ago. So it produced a very interesting conversation between me and him, different to what I thought it was going to be.
Usually, when kids ask you question, okay, hopefully you are in the moment to recognize what the kid is trying to ask you, and if there could be a teachable moment in that instant. This is when the teachable moment happen, when they ask you the question, and also when they do something that is so stupid, okay, and teach them. And it varies. There's no blueprint for that, but usually when you are experiencing it in the moment, if you could teach them something in that moment, it's good to talk to them about it. So usually when you're dealing with kids, it's in the moment when things is happening. If you could find the teachable moment to explain to them in the moment, that would be good. Or if you don't know, ask somebody else, and then you could always go back to the child and explain, something you learn from someone else that you see will fit in your situation with your kids. All right, so that's that. The thing is finished. There's no comment. Let's go to the next tweet. Harry in the UK. I might have to pause. There's something I'm uploading. Rendering. Okay, this is the next tweet. You're powerful. Wow. There's Harry, the thumbs up. Okay, I mean, wow. She retweeted that the boy is back in town. There's a loving eye. Watch him raise the dead as the leftovers scramble for photo apps. Alright, this is a ad. Fresh prints always. Okay, is this the pics today? Spring of this year. My goodness, what having his own loving family, the California sunshine, and leaving the toxic British media and his own self-serving family behind has done for him. He looks healthy, happy, and reminds me so much of his mother. The same effortlessly connection to people. There's the loving eye. Meghan's husband. He looks good. He looks good. There's the heart emojis, fire, and flowers. Okay, next tweet. King Harry is back in the UK, so that's the only way his lazy ASAF brother will get off his lazy ASS and pretend to work. Love the power Harry has. That's nice. Look at this picture. Harry said, get back to work. Let's pause it. The Emperor, the Conqueror, the Champion, the Lion is here. An app song for Harry. This song, Game Changer by Flavor, celebrates strength, power, and victory, with the lion serving a metaphor for dominance and success, encouraging listeners to embrace their inner strength. Okay, they're about to do more in 4 days than they've done in the last 2 months. The dude is so good looking, it's mind-blowing. Look at him with his Polkotudinous self. Freedom, contentment, and love looks fantastic on him. His fine wife is taking great care of him. Alright, never a truer word. No more holidays to add to the 6 WellChild Willies had so far this year while Harry's here working. Gosh, that's such a Diana look. Love this photo. Okay, next tweet. Okay, so these are some headlines. Okay, Prince Harry has arrived in the UK, and of course, the first thing he did was visit his grandmother's grave at St. George Chapel, Windsor Castle. Alright, let's see here. Harry visit Queen's grave. Okay, so that must have been yesterday. Prince Harry visit late Queen's grave in Windsor's as he arrived in the UK for a WellChild Awards amid hopes of King Charles' reunion. Oh, they have to mention his name. Alright, whose hopes of King Charles' reunion? Theirs, so they can write endless speculative stories with quotes from former butlers, gardeners, and coachmen. That's why William and his wig cobbler, the wig. That's why William and his wig gobbled together the so-called engagement in honor of the Queen, because Harry was not in town last year. They did zilt. Harry did visit his grandmother. Was that the year before? The days are going so fast. Which year that he went and he visited the Queen's grave? They should put it in their itinerary that specific day they should go visit the Queen, but not when Harry's in town. These people, they don't care. They don't care about anything. Just party, go watch football. That's all he cares about. That's why William and his wig gobbled together the so-called engagement and honor of the Queen. Because Harry was not in town last year, they did zilts. They knew good King Harry would be doing this because he's the only one in that family who genuinely care about Betty. Could have done this privately. Oh no, it went. I despise the press, but you see, they have to come. Let me pause. Alright, so this is what I would. Of course, here goes the Harry's watchers to complain about everything and anything. You know, people like you and the British media are camping around to capture Harry's every move. You complaining about him, yet here you are on the tweets that's about, guess who? Prince Harry. Fool. Alright, so let's block this. I don't understand these people. You don't like somebody. Why are you under anything that mention his name? Then again, the squad did say they're seeing a lot of bats under their posts. Okay, so that might be of bats too. Okay, next tweet. Today, Prince Harry visited the burial place of Queen Elizabeth II at St. George's Chapel in Windsor to pay his respect privately and lay a wreath of flowers. There's that here. Harry today. So that was yesterday. Okay, so I'm a day late. I hope I didn't record these twice. I don't remember seeing that. Okay, September 8th, that was yesterday. These are extra. Oh wow, 3 hours ago. Okay, so that's today, the second day he's in the UK, where he met with what's that, where he made the donation for, what is it again, some for kids, BBC something. All right, Prince Harry is to personally donate £1.1 million, $1.49 million to BBC Children in Need charity, the organization said on Tuesday, one of the largest individual sums publicly given by a member of the British royal family. There's 3 comments under that. But, oh my God, I saw this. I'm gonna get flagged for it. Let's see. Okay, so I can't play it, so might as well just show a small bit here. Okay, is that Jason Knauf? Does he have a tattoo in his neck? There's this black guy here. Wow, there's this. This is extra. I didn't have this on the list. I'm not washing my hand for a week. Thanks to the live BBC blogging of non-working royal people Prince Harry, I shared this report of children that he met in Nottingham and how they were so much in awe of him as he watched some musical performance. Okay, let's see here. I'm not watching my hands for a week. Okay, students from Bluebell Primary School were invited to watch musical performances with Prince Harry and CRS. Emma Thornton, a 6-year teacher, said, "These children all attend the studio as like a youth club. It's like a safer space for them and the community. I think it's an honor to the children that he's taking time out of his day to come to St. Anne's. There is really a high level of deprivation in St. Anne's for them to know that someone like Prince Harry is bothered to come to their community. It gives real value, I think, to them." Adiwa, a people who was at the event, said, I'm not washing my hand for a week. That is so cute. Alright, so there's that. Understand, kid. It will be the same for me. There's that. Oh, bless them. They laughing. That's that. Let me put that on the list. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. This is a Sussex prayer. Okay, dear Lord, I humbly ask that your loving presence be with Prince Harry every step of the way in the UK, guiding and guarding him from any harm and danger. Please, Lord, may he comes back home to his loving family. Amen. I'm telling you, the squad are praying for him. There's all of that. Amen. Amen. Okay, in his name we petition the Almighty to protect the righteous man, Prince Harry, from the evil King Charles III and the powerful toxic British media. These dark forces are in cahoot to destroy a man who wishes to honor Princess Diana, his mom, by continuing to love and serve the forgotten. Alright, so there's some picture here. Princess Diana, Nelson Mandela. There they are here. This is so cute. Very at ease. There's Prince Harry here. This is the video that I was
it's hard because
that I was just making reference to. Prince Harry on how he explains the Invictus game to his children. That's the video that I was making reference to, and there's Meghan in the back here. Let's listen.
It's hard because kids, they'll always ask the right questions. There's no filter. So you either shut it down straight away, which I will never do, or you engage in the conversation and you try to explain things. But then it does. I mean, you know, Archie was talking about, as I said earlier, Archie was asking about landmines. They was talking about how some of these guys were blown up. I think IEDs, improvised explosive devices, is probably a bit too much at this stage. But I found myself talking to him about mines at 5 years old. And interestingly, it gave me a chance to talk about my mum, his grandma, which I didn't even really consider. So that became the sort of the outcome of the story for him, which was he then saw videos, he wanted to see videos and photographs of his grandma Diana out doing her thing for landmines all those years ago. So it produced a very interesting conversation between me and him, different to what I thought it was going to be.
Alright, so this is the video that I was making reference to when the journalist was asking Harry about, during the WellChild thing. Alright, next tweet. Okay, swag Prince Harry. That's him. I don't know if when he was leaving the leaving the US to go to the UK, or when he landed to the UK. I don't know, I'm just saying here. Okay, someone said the king that holds his own bag. Yes, there's that. Look at him, absolute snack. Love his bag, similar to his wife. Alright, that's an ad. Meghan, that's a fine man you have, hon. Okay, holding his own bag makes him more sexier. Yep, Prince Harry, the people's prince, is in town. Okay, I hope you have a stress-free time over the next few days. Prince Harry at work. Alright, this is extra. Alright, you're gonna see some of those tweets later on another video. I'm glad that Harry is unbothered and has the opportunity to do some charity work in his home country, but he's definitely a California man now. I also saw on the timeline the crazy UK TV media whining and bitter. The world is moving fast and they're still in the same spot. Good King Harry. There's all of that. This is extra. The swag. Okay. There's this. There's that. Okay. Let me like it. Oh, prepare to be totally sick of me. Harry and Meghan have it. There's that. All these are extra. I'm just gonna go over this really quickly. Prince Harry is just popping up in the UK for a few days and donate £1.1 million to children in need. A royal that gives to the people instead of taking. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. These were all extra, okay? I come back to them again. Alright, so there's that. The same media outlets that snarl at Prince Harry request for proper security in the UK, given their work and creating this need, and that claim he is irrelevant, are the same ones literally stalking him and reporting on his every move and location. Strange. Okay, this is what I was just saying in that other tweet, which I just blacked. Saying, oh, he doesn't want the media and all of that. They're literally stalking him. The moment that they are aware he's in the UK, they pretty much start stalking him. Let's see here. The Duke of Sussex has touched down at Heathrow Airport. Breaking. Prince Harry's visit late Queen's grave in Windsor on 3rd anniversary of her death as he arrives in the UK for WellChild Award amid hopes of King Charles' reunion. My goodness, I'm thinking the way the Queen passed. Okay, creating chaos as they literally put his movement and life in jeopardy. May the heavenly almighty God protect, guide, and be with Prince Harry as he completes his trip back in his homeland, the UK. The only reason they aren't staking out Princess Diana's grave is that they have no access. Thank you, Charles Spencer. Right. Waiting at the airport, like shaking my head. I know Matt Stockson from The Sun was out there in the bushes, but no, that's his specialty, being a creepy stalker. At this point, really suspect some of these royal voodoo hacks or writing some of the hate mail and death threats Neil Bosu said the Sussexes received. Okay, I'm not aware of some of these, besides some of other things that I've already seen, like leading to the lawsuits and phone hacking and all of that. Prince Harry is the only one who truly loved that woman. They have nothing else of interest to write about. People don't care about Charles and Camilla's sojourn in Scotland or what William and Kate look interested in for an hour before disappearing again. Funny, isn't it? You think they'll be following the other two, but nope, they're following Harry. Respect. Visiting his granny. Now that's a grandson to be proud of. And she was. Yeah, even when she was alive. That's one person he said he was concerned about. During the Netherlands Invictus, when Hoda was interviewing him, he was like, he's worried about the Queen, especially people around her.
How did it feel being back? Being with her.
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well,
her.
And look what happened. What is going on with the Kensington Palace PR and Wells Comms team? Children left in the rain. Okay, so that was regarding the rain. I'm not gonna focus too much on that. This probably was old and popped up within the thing, on my timeline. Less focus needs to be put on copying the Sussexes and more on internal operation, because this is a mess. I'm afraid to disappoint you, but it's your squad that's in disarray. Okay, LOL. Even if that were true, it's not. There's a major difference between Friends being a disarray and an entire royal family and its operational machine. Hope this helps. Okay, what is this about? Remember when they told us palace staff knew best and Meghan didn't listen to them? Only if Meghan had just handed over her agency to them, then everything would have been perfect. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine? This is why that presenter was saying the reason why Kate is so popular is because she said absolutely nothing.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
Look how they, trashing her, saying nonsense about her. Can you imagine this? Mediocrity, that is what is going on. Amen to that. These people, my God, they are evil. Alright, I might start a new recording now. Let me stop this one. Please take a moment. Let's do a prayer. A few minutes ago, I'm showing this because I was on my Bank of America thing. A few minutes ago, someone called me and I pick up. They're telling me something about my my credit card. And because I just renewed my membership and it's pretty expensive, my gym membership. And I was like, what's going on? And they wanted me to refinance and all of that. I'm like, what the hell? So I went to check to see what's going on. And I told them, look, if I don't have the money, I don't buy anything on credit card, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. With the Trump thing, they have your information, any move that you do. Because I very rarely put that much amount on my credit card. So I don't know who had my information and quickly called me. That was like 2 days ago. I renewed my membership. And I was like, what the F? And I thought something went wrong. I went to check. All right, let's see. Prayer. The person had to hang up because I told them I don't have any bills. I mean, not too long ago, during the summer, I showed you a small portion of my FICO score. It's 804, something like that. Okay? If I do not have the money to buy something, I don't put it in credit card. All right. Prayer for protection. All right. Let's see here. I want a small one. Let's do this one. Dear Father, you are like a wing that shelters my children, strong with protection, soft with grace. You are like a shield that encircles them each day. They run free, and you are with them as they adventure. You are like a crown placed upon their heads, a symbol of sonship, of belonging, and of their adoption into your family. Lord, I place them into your great care and declare that they are yours. Amen. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so this one, I need to make thumbnails. This is one of the things that I need to make thumbnails. I'll come back to it. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for another video, okay? It might be here or at Team Sussex.